today. I want to thank my wife for being here as well. There she is. Tiffany's here. And I want to thank our two senators for taking the time out of their busy day to come here and speak with all of you about the CD-6 race. Senator McCain and Senator KYL are two of the greatest leaders that Arizona's ever seen and really America's ever seen. And what they've done for our state and our country, we owe them a huge debt of gratitude. And from a personal standpoint, I owe them a big debt of gratitude because of the mentorship that they have given me on Capitol Hill, whether it's from big issues or really just how to navigate your way through the halls of Congress. And I want to thank them for their support in this race, and really want to be able to show them that this is the type of race that I want to run, this is the type of leader that I want to be, and to emulate what they have done in both the House and the Senate for both of them. And so I thank them for being here today, and I want to turn this over now to Senator McCain.
Well, thank you, Ben, and I'm pleased to be here. John, KYL, and I do pay attention to our fellow members of the delegation. And we have had the opportunity to watch Ben QUAYLE in his first 2 years in the United States House of Representatives. He's gotten in there in a most energetic fashion. He's taken on the issues that are important to the people of Arizona and this nation. I am proud of the strong, conservative, pro-national defense, pro-conservative stand and positions that Ben QUAYLE has taken, and a proven record of a person who I think truly represents the interests and values of Congressional District 6. I strongly recommend that he be reelected. Now, I believe that these are very difficult times, and we see in the race between Governor Romney and President Obama, probably the lowest and worst campaign that I have seen. Accusations that Governor Romney may have been responsible in some way for the tragic death of the woman. But I've also seen a very unpleasant turn in politics in Arizona. Politics and elections are not beanbag. They're tough. But there are lines that I and John have watched over the years that should not be crossed. And character assassination and innuendo and allegations that are patently false, I believe, have no place in the political environment of Arizona. A state that is very proud of the people that we have had represent our state ever since our statehood. This kind of thing I guess probably the worst that I have seen. This is not. Yeah. This is not appropriate. This crosses the boundary of decent political dialogue and discourse. This is not something that is acceptable at all. Another one here, of course, you can't really trust what QUAYLE says. What's that all about? So I think that the voters of Congressional District 6 should do two things. One, they should re-elect Ben QUAYLE to the Congress of the United States, but also send a message to anyone else who seeks public office that this kind of thing is not acceptable or nor agreeable to the voters of our state. So, and finally, could I repeat again? John, KYL, and I feel a strong obligation to recruit and to encourage and to assist in any way we can another generation of leaders from the state of Arizona and Washington, D.C. We are proud of the heritage of Carl Hayden and Barry Goldwater and John Rhodes and so many others who have represented our state with distinction and honor. And I believe that Ben QUAYLE will follow in the steps of those great leaders, and for a long time he will represent the state of Arizona with honor and integrity.
Ben, thank you for your kind comments, and I'm delighted to join my colleague Senator McCain, in my case, in reiterating my endorsement for Ben QUAYLE several months ago, I indicated that I would be supporting him, and let me tell you why. In a nutshell, both candidates came to me and sought endorsement when they ran for the first time. And I endorsed them both. I held a fundraiser for his opponent, who contributed the maximum to his campaign. It was important for me to follow their progress when they got to the House of Representatives to see how they performed, because I had put my neck on the line for both of them. I am very proud of the job that Ben QUAYLE has done. I've talked a lot to House colleagues, people with whom I served, new people, because I've been in the Senate now a while, and I wanted to get an idea from them how these two new representatives from Arizona were doing. And unanimously, the word came back, Ben QUAYLE is doing great. He is energetic, he's strong, he's conservative. Obviously, you'd expect that from Arizona, but he has a way about him in which he works well with others in a constructive, positive way to try to get things done. One of the big criticisms of Washington is it's gridlock. Nobody will work with each other to try to get things done. Ben doesn't compromise principles, but he's got a nice way about him to try to achieve solutions to problems. And I was very taken by the unanimous, as far as I can recall, commentary by colleagues of his in the House and others with whom I talked, who were very, very pleased with his performance. I must say that some of the same issues that Senator McCAIN raised, in which his opponent voted differently than we did, and in ways that I don't think he adequately explained, also draw that contrast. Not only has Ben done a very good job and set himself up to be a tremendous representative for Arizona in the future, but I can't necessarily say that about his opponent, who really ought to know better. His opponent's been in politics almost as long as I have, if you think about it. And I'm getting out now on the theory it's time to bring some new folks along. So I think it's important for us to reiterate the strong principles that have animated our campaigns, and we hope will animate campaigns in the future, to have voters, frankly, vote with their feet against junk like this, to send a message that this doesn't work in Arizona, and also to support a guy who deserves the support in any event because of the great job that he's done in his first 2 years in Congress. So I'm delighted to join my colleague John McCain and reiterate my endorsement of Ben QUAYLE for U.S. Congress.
I just wanted to add one additional comment. I'm proud of Ben QUAYLE's record on supporting the men and women who are serving in the military in a strong national defense. I work every year very hard on the National Defense Authorization Bill. It takes thousands, literally thousands of hours to put that legislation together. And unfortunately, Ben's opponent voted against it. One of the reasons that he gave for opposing the National Defense Authorization Bill